fly them in from Japan.
Fresh produce from around the world arrives every day.
At this particular moment, we're buying in Californian grapefruits, which are the best grapefruit you can get. It's got the best, sweetest flavour in it. We get our salmon from Scotland. The wild mushrooms at the moment are superb from France.
The guests who stay at Burj Al Arab expect the best, and the hotel goes to extraordinary lengths to ensure that their expensive tastes are met.
And we use a tremendous amount of gold leaf here. And it is real gold at the end of the day, and we do use a lot, you know, with our chocolate and pastry work mostly, and we roll certain ingredients in it. We use it on certain soups, truffle soups as well. We sort of lace the top of the soup with gold leaf. It suits the Burj Al Arab as well, and it is a luxury ingredient.
Here, guests eat over 1,000 sheets of gold each year. Presentation is one of the secrets to making the restaurants at Burj Al Arab unique. Behind the scenes, the chefs sculpt fantastic creations. This ice carving of the hotel itself stands 4 feet tall and takes an hour to create from a frozen block of ice. This coral display is entirely made of sugar, but looks so real it could even fool the fish. Dubai is an Islamic nation, so alcohol can only be served at restaurants or bars attached to a hotel. The wine list at Burj Al Arab contains 250 different bottles, and it was Sean Corrigan's job to choose every one of them. We tracked him down at a cognac tasting session.
So we're starting with the 1906 Roman Ranier Heritage from the Grand Champagne region. A little bit darker in colour, so slightly darker in colour. Much softer on the nose.
We can reveal the hotel's most expensive tipple.
One of our rare cognacs is this 1804 Imperial half-gallon of Massouge cognac. It's very rare. There's only 6 left of these in the world, and it's our most expensive cognac at Burj Al Arab, which will be $500 a glass.
A couple of glasses of this, and it'll be the bill rather than the alcohol that'll make the room spin. Next, it's time to cool off at Wild Wadi, one of the world's most technically advanced water parks. This is Bab Al Yam. It means the sea's door. It's the guest-only pool at Burj Al Arab. Here the temperatures can get so hot that engineers had to design a pool that actually keeps the water cool. But if you fancy a more vigorous plunge, well, that's on offer too. Wild Wadi is one of the world's most technically advanced water parks, right on the hotel's doorstep. It's a 12-acre aqua paradise with 24 rides offering non-stop thrills and spills.
You've got the wonderful weather.
We're not used to this heat in Canada.
You've got beautiful warm water.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's fast, it's exciting.
It's the best water park I've been to.
I love it.
The architects broke new ground when they built the water park. First, they needed to come up with a theme that suited Dubai's desert landscape. The solution was a wadi. It's Arabic for the dry riverbeds that can be found in the surrounding deserts.
One of our influences for this design was the natural landscape of the Gulf region. So we spent lots of time looking at the wadis and the riverbeds that exist out in nature here. And when you walk through the Wild Wadi, you'll see a lot of references to those natural landscapes.
To recreate the look, over 2,500 feet of African teak was weathered to resemble driftwood. Fishermen were employed from India to bind mile upon mile of rope into nets. The designers even took rubber molds of rocks to make sure the end result was as realistic as possible. The next step was to flood the artificial dry riverbed to create a water-filled oasis. To supply the thousands of gallons of water needed, massive desalination tanks had to be built to transform seawater from the Persian Gulf into fresh water. That fresh water is also recycled to prevent waste.
We have something like an equivalent of 120,000 bathtubs full of water flowing around this project at any one time. About 10 to 15% of that we lose in evaporation into the atmosphere. So the rest of it is totally recycled, retreated, and used again and again and again.
3 years in the making, Wild Wadi opened in August 1999 and now attracts over 500,000 thrill seekers a year. The top attraction is the Master Blaster, a groundbreaking design that connects 8 water coasters to create the longest water ride in the world. Climb on board at one end of the park, and for 2 miles you can ride up and down a series of hair-raising twists and turns without leaving the water. The Master Blaster seems to defy gravity, propelling its passengers 10 stories up into the air. And we can reveal how it works.
The Master Blaster is really an uphill water roller coaster, and it's able to carry people uphill from a series of jets. It's very similar to if you had a water hose, and if you held it normal, water would flow out. If you put your thumb over it, the water increases. Same with the Master Blaster. We have jets placed throughout the slide. When people travel over the jets, it shoots people uphill on the water slide. We have 8 Master Blasters in the park. They are all interconnected, and it really makes for an enjoyable day for guests simply because they never have to get out of their inner tube.
Towering above the park is the tallest and largest free-fall slide outside of North America.
We are now at Jumeirah Sierra, which is 32 meters above the rest of the park. It's 120 meters long, and on the last downhill you're traveling at speeds of about 80 kilometers an hour, and you experience a sense of weightlessness traveling over that last downhill.
This ride is not for the faint-hearted. It starts with a climb to the top of the water park. 67 steps allow time for the nerves to set in for holidaymaker Dean.
I've never been on it before, and I'm actually kind of nervous. I have butterflies in my stomach looking down.
At the top of the slide, over 100 feet above the ground, there's only one way down. As you plummet down the slide, you experience a feeling of weightlessness. And in 8 seconds, it's all over.
Incredible. They'll throw me in the mud and roll me over. That was quite a ride.
And what goes through your mind when you're free-falling at 50 miles an hour?
I was thinking, I hope I live to see the end of this. It was pretty scary coming down, but when I was stopped, I was pretty happy, and it's pretty quick. Really a lot faster than what you would think it is.
If you're after excitement closer to the ground, the Flow Rider offers some of the best surfing waves in Dubai. We asked the experts how the Wadi wave rates to the real thing.
I'd say the Flow Rider itself, it's a lot more powerful than normal surf at sea. It's a whole new momentum altogether, and I find this a lot harder than what I did at there.
We can reveal just how the Flow Rider creates the perfect wave all year round.
It is a 3-inch sheet of water that comes across a foam surface, and we have 1,500 liters of water coming across the ride per second. So there's a lot of water and there's a lot of force coming across the ride. It's really a perfect wave